Hello everyone, this is Nupur Sharma. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter of class 7 geography, water. When you think of water, what comes into your mind? Raindrops, water flowing on the rivers, oceans, different images comes into your mind. Pitter patter of the rain, right? So there are so many images that comes into your mind when you think of water. Now, you all know that water is the basic necessity of life. We all require water if we want to survive. So it is very important resource. And do you think that we are using this important resource in a good manner? No. We are wasting a lot of water. So today in this chapter we will be reading about water. What are the different forms of water? From where do we get the water? And the water which we get everywhere, is it fit for drinking? All the water is fit for drinking. We will read all about that. So let's begin. Now, as I said, when you think of water, all these things comes into your mind. That is river, waterfalls, water in your tap, pitter patter of rain. So these images comes into your mind. Another term that we'll be discussing is water cycle. You might have heard about this in your previous classes also. You might have studied about water cycle. What is water cycle? See, we know that the basic source of water, we can find water in oceans. The water which evaporates from the ocean and goes up here in the sky. Water from the ocean evaporates and it goes up when it evaporates. Then again clouds are formed, and after the clouds are formed we get the rain, and again this water is falling on the land surface. Then again from the land it is evaporating and going up in the sky, again coming down. So it is forming a cycle, it is making a cycle. So this process, the process by which water continually changes its form and circulates between oceans, atmosphere and land. We can see the circulation of water in different forms. When the water was in ocean, it was in the form of liquid. When it evaporates, it is in the form of vapor. Again, when it is coming down, it is in the form of liquid. So we can see the different forms of water, right? So the process by which water continually changes its form and circulates between ocean, atmosphere and land, this complete process is known as water cycle. Now, what are the major sources of water? Sources from where we are getting the water. Rivers, ponds, springs and glaciers are the major sources of water. From all these places we are getting the water. Now, we say that these are the major sources of water, but is the water fit for drinking? All the water that we find here, is it fit for drinking? Let's see. Distribution of water. How this water is distributed? We say our earth is a blue planet, right? We know that most of the part of the earth is covered with water, but still we say there is scarcity of water, we must save water. Why are we saying this if our earth has lot of water? So here we will know why we say this. If you see here oceans, the water that is found in the ocean is 97.3%, which is saline water. Saline water means that has salt in it, and the water which contains salt, that is not fit for drinking. So you can see out of 100%, 97.3% is saline water which is not fit for drinking. Now the leftover percentage, ice caps 0.20%, then groundwater 0.68%, freshwater lakes 0.09%, inland seas and salt lakes 0.09%, atmosphere 0.0019 and rivers 0.001. So this is the remaining percentage of water, and completely then it makes 100%. So here with this table you can clearly see that the maximum percentage of water is not fit for drinking. So the water available for us is this much. This is the water available for us for drinking. So this percentage is very less. And that is why we say that we must save water, we must conserve water as it is an important resource and we are wasting it, right? Now talking about the ocean water. See, in the ocean, the water keeps moving. So water keeps moving continuously, and the movement that occur in oceans can be classified in 3 categories. In the ocean, the water is moving continuously, but that continuous movement also varies from each other time to time. Means it is not that in the ocean always the water will be, it is not that water will be moving in the same flow. The flow of water will sometimes increase, sometimes decrease, maybe high, maybe low. So we'll read all about these, that how the movement that occur in the ocean can be categorized into 3 different parts. First one is the waves, second tides, and third ocean currents. These are the 3 categories which we are going to read. These are the movements of the water which are seen in ocean. So let's talk about the first one, that is waves. When the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternatively, they are called waves. Means we said that in the ocean the water is continuously moving. So when this movement just rises and falls alternatively, that kind of movement is known as waves. The other movement which is seen on the oceans are tides. Now, what are tides? Tides are the rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water in a day. When the ocean water is rhythmically falling and getting lower, that is known as tides. Tides again are classified into 2 different forms. One is high tide and the other one is low tide. What is high tide? When water covers much of the shore by covering to its highest level. See, the tide, in the tides the water is flowing high and low. So when the water is covering most of the part of the shore and coming to its highest level, that is known as high tides. What are low tides? When water falls to its lower level, then it is known as low tides. Means it is at the less part of the shore, that means it is low tides. Now, the third form which we can see, the third classification is ocean currents. What is ocean currents? The streams of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in definite direction. When the water is flowing in a definite direction, that flow of water is known as ocean currents. So these are the 3 main classification of ocean water, how the ocean water moves. So you can see here it is moving in different ways. Waves, tides, then again in tides we have high tides and low tides, and then ocean currents. Now when we are talking about these waves sometimes it can be dangerous. When these waves can be dangerous? Sometimes when the wind blows, when the storm comes. So what does the storm do? During a storm, the wind is blowing very fast. And then what happens when the wind blows very fast? The river water, the ocean water, it will also affect that water, the flow of water. If the storm comes, it will also affect the flow of water in the oceans, and it may cause destructions. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption, landslides, these are the destructions which may occur during the time of the storm. And when these destructions may occur, there might be some destructions under the water as well. So the destructions which will take place when these storms come, what will happen? As a result, a high tide will occur. If the storm is coming and it is affecting the sea also, oceans also, the waves become high, and because of this high tides occur. These high tides are known as tsunami. You might have heard of this word tsunami. So tsunami is also kind of a wave. When it changes its form and become a high tide, then the tsunami occurs and it causes so many destructions. So much of destruction is caused because of tsunami. Now, the other topic which we took was tides. Talking about the tides, See, we said that the rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water is known as the tides, right? And then we also talked about the high tides and the low tides. Now these tides are also affected by the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon. It is affected by the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon. How it is affected by the gravitational pull, that we will see. Now, the strong gravitational pull exerted by the sun and the moon on the earth's surface causes these tides. The water on the earth closer to the moon gets pulled under the influence of the gravity, and then it causes these tides. During the full moon and new moon days, now see, during the full moon and the new moon days, the high tides occur. Because the gravitational pull is high, so the high tides occur during the full moon and the new moon. And when the moon is in its first and the last quarter, at that time the gravitational pull, because the sun, earth and moon are on the same position, the gravitational pull is not so high. That is why at that time there are low tides. But during full moon and new moon, the high tides occur. Now talking about the ocean currents. See, current if you see, you can also experiment this at home, ocean current. If you fill 3/4 of a bucket with tap water, heat water by putting a rod at one side and place some ice cubes on the other side, and then you can put small amount of ink. Then you can see at what direction, at what current that ink is following. Is it following the current where the hot water is there, or it is flowing in the direction of the cold water? You can do this small experiment at home to understand this ocean currents, to understand this flow of water, how does it flow. That is all in our chapter. Thank you everyone.